Handstand marching is one of the most useful skills that you can work on to improve your handstand walks or to learn them for your first time. I don't even teach handstand walks going forward necessarily until somebody can be pretty good at doing these. So pay attention, this is going to help so much. Whether you've never even felt comfortable getting upside down or you're comfortable getting upside down, you just don't know how to move your body, this is the drill for you. If you're an absolute beginner, the most important thing is taking one step with one hand. You don't even have to get all the way upside down, you just go up and move a hand. Next turn, go up, move a hand. Make sure it's the opposite hand, but now you know that neither one of your hands are stuck to the floor and that when you do remove them, which you eventually on handstand walks you do, you're not gonna die. So we're going to build up some of that confidence going one small step at a time, and you're gonna count your steps. Every time you take a step, it's a rep, so you take 1, 2, 3, and every time you get one more, it's a PR or PP, whatever you want to call it, and it's a good day. Anytime you have a PR in a day, it's a good day. Even if you match your PR one time and then another, that's still great. Think about back squats. You do a back squat, you PR, you do another back squat, you hit the same weight, that's huge. So don't underestimate the value of taking these steps. First thing you want to do, big step going into this. Getting close to the floor is going to make less distance for your shoulders to travel to get to the floor. Keep your arms down. Let your body relax. In CrossFit, there's not a lot of relaxed time, so take it when you can, and going into a handstand here is not relaxing. So put your arms down, and then the next thing we're gonna do is just kind of drift toward the floor, pushing with the front leg, and move a hand. Smallest step is fine. As you get more comfortable with this and your body is leaning this way, start walking backward. Just like if I'm trying to balance a stick on my hand, if it falls that way, just to keep it from falling earlier, I want to move it that direction. We're going to do that with our body. I'm going to premeditate the fact that I'm going to be going backward and check behind me to make sure that there's no things for me to run into. I'm going to place my hands on the floor out there and walk immediately backward. Now, that was a small kick, not even close to being completely vertical, and I took 4 steps. This is great. I want to go 5 steps and then 6 steps. And eventually what you might find is that you want to get more steps than 8 or something like that, and your back leg's up, and when you take that step, it kind of balances you out. So even a handstand that doesn't go all the way up, if I get good at taking big steps, look at that, I can catch it. So the rule with the handstand marching is to stay upside down and take as many steps as you can. You want to keep continuing the steps though. Don't take a step and pause and another step and pause, because you're stopping the momentum. When you're in the handstand, you want your weight to shift kind of like a penguin waddle and just keep it rhythmic. Having that weight shifting from side to side is going to keep you moving with less effort. Lock your arms out, just like I'm doing with my legs, and shift your torso from side to side. Here's what it looks like from the front. Now, notice that my feet are not together. You can put them together, but if my hands are super wide, this makes for choppy steps. So I can actually separate my feet and make the steps less choppy. Don't think gymnastics, okay? When your hands are this wide, make your feet that wide. It makes shifting the weight easier. If your arms are really wide because you've got kind of poor mobility in your upper body, that's fine. Separate your feet. You're allowed to do this. What we want to avoid is being in a position that if we stood on our feet in this position long enough, that it would hurt or be fatiguing. You don't want to do that in a handstand either. So when you're upside down, keep that in mind. Being tall also, the higher you are, the longer it takes for that thing to fall. So if your body is relatively straight, upward facing, like this, I can feel my balance shifting, and I have more time to make up for that shift by moving my hands. And one more thing on the note of hands. If your hands are straight, this is going to probably make you want to fall toe side. If your hand is like this, the wrist is tight, the wrist wants to release and push you back down. So to stay up or to move forward, you may want to turn your hands out to the side. This is not a problem. You're not doing a handstand hold, so you don't need to balance. Your balance, balance with your hands. Your balance is by shifting your hands back underneath your body. So turning the hands out to the side like this is absolutely fine. But if I try to hold this position, I'm likely to fall over. So As long as you're taking steps, hands turned out, this is great. Hands forward will pull you back down. So if you're walking forward and you need to stop, turn your hands straight, maybe brings it back or gets you stable. And then if you feel like you keep falling this way, turn your hands out to the side. That's handstand marching. Practice it 5 minutes a day, 3 days a week, for as often as you can. Get those high numbers and you're gonna be walking across the room, seriously, in no time.